Hey, how are we doing? I believe I am live now, and this is streaming in a couple of different places. So if I can't see all your comments, that is why. So I did a post earlier, went into a couple of groups about self-development, business books, what you should be reading, what you need to be doing. I'm a firm believer to become a master of something, you first have to become the student. And when we start a network marketing business, we haven't got all the skills, all the knowledge, and everything that we need to run that business. But there's two sets of skills going on here. One is the skills needed to do the ins and outs of that business. The other is the development of ourselves to allow ourselves to become a successful business owner. That is normally the biggest aspect that we need. It's normally the thing that's holding us back, is not the task ourselves, because network marketing, the tasks are not complicated. They're not difficult. They take a little bit of courage, and they take commitment and discipline and self-motivation. And these are things that business owners come unstuck with all the time, which is why there are hundreds of thousands of books in the world to help with this. Um, you need to change your habits in order to grow. If you keep doing the same thing every single day that you do every single day, your life in 10 years' time is going to be the same as it is today. You're just going to be older. Um, you know, if you're in a progression of gaining weight, you'll continue to gain weight. If you're in a state of losing weight, you'll probably continue to lose weight. But you're going to have the same lifestyle if you don't make changes. And knowing how to make a change, knowing which directions change, knowing what habits you need to put in place is going to help you do that. So I have selected 10 books, and I'm not going to do them in order because I think it's different for every person depending on where you are in your journey. But I've selected 10 books which I believe had really, really good value and have really helped me in some way. So I'm going to start with the first book that I ever read, which is Go Pro by Eric Worre. Eric Worre is incredible. He is the original guru for network marketing. This is a signed copy as well. He has built the most incredible business. If you've not heard of him, go onto YouTube, have a look at some of his videos. He's just knows and understands. And he built his business in a very different time to what we are now. So there was no social media, there was no, placing Facebook ads or Instagram or anything like that. It was about having to put the people first. It was about having to pick up the phone to people. It was having to contact people. And I think this book nails that. We live in a world which is so fast paced and we can reach people now, but we forget the basics of how to have a conversation and how to convert people. And this book does this. The covers in it: finding prospects, invite them to your product opportunity, present your product, follow up with your prospects, help them to become customers or distributors, help them get started right, and grow your team by promoting events, and much, much more. So that is one of my firm favorites. And I think it's a short read as well. So it's a really good introductory one there. Another one which I think is really, really good for time management, and that's something we struggle with so much, and being brave and putting on your big girl pants. And another really quick, easy read is Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. And the whole idea behind that is the frog is the task that needs to be done and you don't want to do. It's that thing that sits in your stomach and goes, oh, I've got to do that. I've got to ring that school. I've got to ring that person. I've got to be brave and talk to that person. This book talks about how to manage your time and get the right jobs done first to be able to get on with stuff. Hey, Emma, how are you? So Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. If anyone's watching has read any of these books, please pop them in the comments and say what you thought of them, and if you agree that these are good books or not. If you've got any other ones, let me know. So that's Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. Oh, there's so many. But I'm going through the lighter ones first, and then we'll get to other ones. Okay. Girl Boss stole my heart. And there's a Netflix series of Girl Boss as well for the first series. I wish they did the second series. It was one of those books that I'd never heard of, never seen. I was in a really little boutique bookshop somewhere, and I was going on holiday, and I was like, oh, I need a book to take with me. And this one just stood out. And I immediately fell in love with Sophia. I fell in love with her story. It is a real motivational, inspirational story, as well as some tips and things in there as well. But to see how she turned her life around, it's so empowering. Yeah, so in the space of 10 years, Sophia has gone from high school dropout to founder of 2 companies. And she's had the most incredible global success. So that one, literally, I couldn't put it down. It really, really grabbed me, really, really resonated me. So for a female in business, that I just think everyone should read it. Let's keep going with Rob Sperry and the game of networking. So again, this one is network marketing specific. Rob Sperry is just the loveliest guy. If you ever get the pleasure of meeting Rob, he is just so down to earth. In fact, I saw on Instagram earlier, he's got a big training event coming up, which I'm going to look at getting tickets for online, because he just is brilliant. And this book, what I love about it isn't so much of, how to prospect, it's how to have the right conversations. It's how to network with someone, how to message someone without annoying them, how to start that conversation, how to talk to people about your business so that they want to know more, rather than you coming across in a way that's just like, oh, shut up, she's just talking about herself again. So I really, really enjoy that way of looking at it. I know he's got a second book out as well now, which I need to read, but I really enjoyed that one as a way of looking at the way you speak to people rather than how to do stuff. What I'm reading at the moment, I am on page 94. So I've done about 3/4 of the book. Make Your Bed. This was actually on the list of top 10 books to read that I shared somewhere else the other week. Make Your Bed is by Admiral William McRaven, who was a Navy SEAL. He did an amazing speech on YouTube where he talked about, if you want to succeed in life, make your bed. And everyone just fell in love with that speech. It's got millions of views. I'll drop it in the comments maybe in a minute to watch it. But he was asked to write a book after doing that. And it shares stories of his life, some of the things that he's been through, some of the things of being a Navy SEAL, some of the tests that they had to go through to get that. And it's about small disciplines in your life and how to put the right things first, really, in the belief and determination, and some of the lessons that you need to learn through life and how that relates to your business. As for a really easy read and a quick read, to get into it, I really, really like it. It's just very direct and to the point. Yes, it's got stories with it, so it's an easy read, but it's not like you have to delve through loads of information to get to the point. It gets to the point very, very quickly. Okay, I'm going to go into some bigger ones now, and then I'm going to finish on one book that I haven't got here. Simon Sinek, Eat Leaders Eat Last. This is probably the first book I read that was based on leadership. What are the qualities that make a good leader? Simon Sinek is just beautiful. He's a beautiful man, and his words and voice is so soothing, and he understands. It is quite small print, so there's quite a lot in this book. What really captivated me in it, in fact, I just opened it at the right page, is it really goes into the science behind things as well. So I don't know if you can see that. E is for endorphin. So it talks about the chemical releases in your brain, why we get a dopamine hit from social media, why we go checking the same things, why we do some habits which are bad for us because of the chemicals they release in our brain that makes us feel good. So I really liked, I'm a bit of a geek, so I like things that are backed up with science. So I love the way that he spoke about that, as well as, the different sides of leadership. So that one I loved. Anyone who's been to a Leadership Academy recently will have heard of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, because the last Leadership Academy was based quite a lot around these 7 habits. Stephen Covey is the guy who came up with the Circle of Influence. That is in that book. It talks about what is in Circle of Our Control, what's in our control, what's not in and out of our control. It's the drawing I call the weird boob drawing now when I do it. I don't know what page it is, but it's the 7 habits that people who are successful have, and it talks about those different areas. I'm trying to see if I can't remember what all 7 of them are off the top of my head. I'm wondering if it's got a content page where it might say what they are. Or maybe not. No, habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Simon Sinek talks about that as well, listening to people before you talk yourself and understand. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. So just, yeah, incredible book. While we're talking about habits, Atomic Habits, these talks about the habits you need to create change in your life. And again, it's the psychology and the science a bit behind that, why we do things a certain way, how habits are formed, how we break habits, how we bring in a positive habit, how your habits shape your identity is one of the chapters in it there. And again, it's got little diagrams and things in there. So a bit more of a heavier read, again, than some of the first ones, but really, really good detail, gets you thinking and gives you that understanding, because sometimes it's great when someone says, oh, to change a habit, you need to do it for 90 days, or you need to do this. But when you understand the science and why and how you formed that habit in the first place, for me anyway, it becomes a lot easier to understand that. Going away from habits, mindset and things a little bit and into business, I absolutely loved building a story brand. So this talks more about the marketing of your business and the messages you're putting out to people. I've just found Osborne leaflets hidden in it as well. I read it when I was on holiday last year. And it talks about that every sales pitch, not a sales pitch, I wouldn't use the word sales pitch, is the story. Every movie that's ever been, every story that there is has the same plot. It has the plot that there's someone who needs to do something. They're on a quest or something. So if you look at Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, like you use this, he is the person on the quest. He is the star in the film who has to do something. And then every single film has a supporting person or a guide or a role or someone who comes in and gives that person what they need to complete their quest. So it's Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars. He's the one who gives Luke the lightsaber, who tells him who he's, who he should be and what he needs to do and that he should become a Jedi. And everybody is the hero in their own lives. Everybody's life is, so I am my own hero in my life. You are your own hero in your life, but there will be a guide or someone that can come in and help you with something. And that's the same when someone's buying a book from you or joining their team. They join their team because they haven't got enough money to be able to pay for the holidays they want to go on every year. You come in as the guide and be the person who goes, I can help you have that holiday that you want every year. This is what we do. And it talks about putting yourself as that guide in your story and how to put that in your messages and what's going on. So in terms of like a practical things that you should be doing, and what I really like as well is it has like a website and worksheets, and it has like a bit at the end of every here it's like villain, internal, external and physiological. So it makes you write notes, and you have to almost have homework at the end of every chapter to think about your business and what it does. So in terms of one that's going to help you get going with actual practical advice, I love that one. And the last book I'm going to recommend, which I don't have in front of me because I lent it to someone and I can't remember who it was to get back, and I just need to order another copy of it, is a book that I read on the back of the ferry from St. Petersburg to Helsinki on our last travel incentive, which was Fraser Brooks, I Dare You. So for those of you who know, I'm a massive fan of Fraser Brooks. I love what he does, what he stands for. I love how much he's trying to raise the name of network marketing. I love his trainings, especially his in-life success summits. And I love that he does so much organically. In fact, if you haven't seen it yet, he is about to do a free 5-day blitz training event, which normally you pay for these things. I don't know why he's doing it for free. But if you want the link, let me know. His book, I Dare You, is a bit like Rob's Ferries in size. It's small and to the point and easy read, but it's full of actual scripts, actual things to say to things, actual ideas to say to people, how you message people, how you should meet people. It is literally like a Bible of network marketing, of things that work. And he works with the top network marketers around the world. So he has inside scoop on all these ideas and all these things that work really, really well. So I would absolutely, someone has just put they've signed up for free 5-day training. Yep. I would get yourself signed up for that because it's brilliant. I'm partway through his Instagram. He did a 5-hour Instagram training the other night. Jodie, I think you were on that. And my mind, I've only watched the first hour of it because I had an event at the same time it was on, but it blew my mind. And I've already got so many things that I've taken away to put into place from that first hour. So I need to go back and do the rest of it. But I hope that's helped. I honestly believe taking the time to develop yourself, developing your mindset, and reading, the people who write these books have the most incredible success in their lives. They are not telling you this stuff just to sell a book. No one makes money off the back of the book, by the way. I'm in the middle of trying to write one, and you don't make any money off it. It's there to actually pass the knowledge on to someone else. Very few authors make much money. But the information is out there to help people succeed. Take it in and then take action on it. And if you can't afford to buy a book at the moment, go and just Google some of these people and have a look at some of their YouTube videos. 30 minutes a day watching YouTube on some of these videos is just incredible. I was running an idea through my head, actually, that what we could do is do like a Zoom where we watch some of these videos together and take notes of them and go off and action them to hold ourselves accountable. I'll think about that. Right. Have an awesome day, guys. I love you all, and I will catch up with you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.